Who is on upset alert in SEC Week 9? Locked On SEC starts right now.
You are Locked On SEC, your daily podcast on the Southeastern Conference. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
And what's up, everybody? Welcome into Locked On SEC. It's great to have you guys along. On today's show, we'll get through our picks for this week as well as our celebrity guest picker segment. I'm Chris Gordy. Thanks for making Locked On SEC your first listen every day. Shout out to our everydayers. We are free and available wherever you get your podcasts, and now on the Gulf Coast Sports and Entertainment Network, broadcasting daily across Alabama, Louisiana, and Mississippi, and of course on YouTube, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, covering your team every day. Today's episode brought to you by Mazda. Like our players, we sweat every detail because when you make every move count, pulling off the unexpected is only the beginning. Stay tuned later for highlights in this week's Moving the Game Forward Mazda Move and Be Moved. All right, as we get into it, we take a look at the SEC Week 9 slate and the betting lines. And there are some big-time underdogs, and let's take a look at it. Let's jump into our first game. It is going to be Ole Miss at Oklahoma. This is a game that I was saying, for the last 2 weeks, I thought Ole Miss was going to lose both these road games at Georgia and at Oklahoma. Obviously, Oklahoma's offense hasn't looked great as of late, but John Mateer back from that injury, 1,500 yards passing, 7 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. But Oklahoma's defense is incredible. When you look at the numbers, Oklahoma's total defense, number 1 in the country, giving up just 213 yards a game. And as far as scoring defense, number 2 in the country, 9 points given up per game. You look on the flip side, the offense for Ole Miss, they are number 8 in total offense, 8 in passing offense, and 16 in scoring offense, scoring 34. So you think of it this way. Ole Miss is averaging 37 points a game. Oklahoma is giving up 9 points a game. So something's got to give there. Who will get the better of the other one? Will Ole Miss's offense come, crashing down to earth, or will Oklahoma's defense give up the most points they've given up all year? The other side of that, though, is it still doesn't tell you who's going to win the game, because if Oklahoma can't score, if they hold Ole Miss to 24, but they can't score 20, then we got some issues there. So that's just what's going to be fascinating. It is in Norman, and that's why I kind of lean towards Oklahoma winning, though it is a morning game at 11 a.m. Central. So, if this was a night game, I'd really be all over Oklahoma, but I'm going to kind of reluctantly, hesitantly lean towards Oklahoma just because that defense has been awesome. But give Ole Miss credit, man. Trinidad Chambliss was not afraid last week in Athens, the way they played with Georgia. So that was pretty outstanding there. So let's see if Oklahoma's defense can really slow down Ole Miss. They're going to have to force some turnovers. Otherwise, I might lean Ole Miss if you think that their offense is going to do what they normally do. But yeah, it's Oklahoma minus 5.5. It just seems like a lot of points. Like, I think if Oklahoma wins, maybe it's like a 23-20, something like that. Even if they win, I don't think they cover the 5.5. That's just a lot of points. Our next game, we got Auburn at Arkansas. Arkansas is minus 2.5. Rare game. Arkansas has been favored, but that's how bad Auburn's offense has been. And when you look at the numbers, when we talk about scoring offense, Arkansas ranks 17th and 4th in total offense. We're just talking yards, 513 yards of offense per game for Arkansas. And like we said, averaging 37 points a game on offense. For Auburn, they rank 93rd in scoring offense, 107 in total offensive yards. Just absolutely putrid. You give Auburn's defense credit. They've been really good. 30th in total defense overall, just giving up 17 points per game. But Arkansas, they are averaging 37 a game. So Arkansas averaging 37, Auburn only allowing 17. But here's the other side. Arkansas's defense, 119th in the country, giving up 32 points per game. This all comes down to, is this a game that Auburn's offense finally does something? Do we finally see Jackson Arnold get going and finding the end zone, hitting Cam Coleman, hitting all those pieces that they've got? Tons of great wide receivers. I think Taylor Green and Arkansas are going to score some points. It's all about, can Auburn's offense answer? And so it's kind of like funny. We put Oklahoma and we put Auburn's offenses in the same box. Can you score I don't know, you kind of put the bar at like 21 to 24, somewhere in there. If you can get there, you're going to have a chance. But, because we feel good about Ole Miss and Arkansas's offenses to do something. But it's all about the Oklahoma and Auburn offense and what they do. I would lean towards probably Arkansas minus the 2.5 at home, just because, like I said, they're at home. It's an 11:45 a.m. Central game on SEC Network. And Bobby Petrino, since he's taken over his interim, they've been close. They've been knocking on the door. So I'll lean Arkansas minus 2.5. But Hugh Freeze coaching for his job. If he loses this one, he may not be the head coach come Monday morning. How about our next game, where College Game Day is heading to Nashville? It is Mizzou at Vanderbilt. And Vanderbilt sitting at about a 2.5-point favorite. We saw Mizzou pull out the overtime win on the road at Auburn last week. We saw Vanderbilt with a very convincing win at home against LSU. They looked outstanding, downed up all the right plays on third and fourth down, it seemed like. And, when you look at the numbers, scoring offense, Vanderbilt averaging 41 points per game. That is 8th best in the country. But you look at Mizzou, they're averaging 39 points per game, 12th in the country. So both offenses top 12 in terms of scoring. And then you look at the defenses. Mizzou ranked 16th in scoring defense, giving up just 16 points per game. Vanderbilt, 33rd, giving up 20 points per game. I think those stats are a little bit skewed. As we get into deeper SEC play, they'll resonate a little bit stronger. But obviously those big, those early season non-conference games where they were beating up on slappies, it's kind of, those numbers are going to get skewed a little bit. But I think I'm leaning Vanderbilt here. I just feel like with College Game Day on campus and the way Diego Pavia has been playing, that they are ready to send a message that we are the real deal at 6-1, 2-1 the SEC. They can get to 7-1 with a win here. Keep in mind the win totals preseason. I mean, nobody was believing in Vanderbilt, but this would be a massive, massive win for Vanderbilt, and just in terms of how the rest of their schedule sets up. And we really have to start talking about them as a legitimate playoff team from here on out. They do have to go to Texas next week, so not going to be easy. But Texas, obviously, the way Arch Manning's been playing, I think Vanderbilt, you like their chances. Then they're home for Auburn, home for Kentucky, and then finish the season on the road to Tennessee. Even if they lose in Knoxville, if they win these next 4, 10-2 gets Vanderbilt in. We're literally talking about a playoff team. Clark Lee taking Vanderbilt to the playoff. Absolutely nutso, but absolutely a realistic thing that could come to fruition here. Our next game, and by the way, I'll take Vanderbilt minus 2.5. Alabama at South Carolina. I've looked at this game from every angle. I don't see it with South Carolina. I'd love to be able to pick them in the upset. Just in terms of, it's a road game. And this is where, some of the losses have come here for Kalen DeBoer since he's been the Alabama head coach. We know he had a bunch of road losses last year. He started this season off with a road loss at Florida State. But since then, he has won a big road game at Georgia, won a nice road game at Mizzou, and now South Carolina, who is just struggling in so many different categories. I mean, they rank 120th in rushing offense. They rank 113th in scoring offense. They score just 20 points a game. Bama is scoring 35 points a game. Then you talk about Bama's defense. They give up 17 a game. It's 22nd. They have 7 interceptions on the year. Bama just does a lot of things really well this year. Ty Simpson's playing outstanding. So I'm going to take – it's a lot of points. It's a lot of points, 11.5. But I feel like I would take Bama minus the 11.5 because I just don't think South Carolina can score. Maybe Lenore Sellers puts together a drive or two, but this kind of reeks of like a 31-10 type game. Like I just feel like maybe it's a 7-point game at half or 10-point game, and then Bama kind of pulls away in the second half and they cover that 11.5. So I'll take Bama at South Carolina. I just Bama, look, you can't doubt them. They just played 4 consecutive ranked teams without a bye week in between and won all 4 of them. Now they go on the road to an unranked South Carolina team that's got all kinds of issues with an inconsistent offensive line, injuries abound. It would take a Herculean effort from Lenore Sellers for South Carolina to hang around in this one. How about Texas at Mississippi State? I saw Texas in person last week. It wasn't pretty. Arch Manning is off throwing the football. It is just not very good. Kentucky did a good job of kind of slowing down the run game too with Trey Wisner. But Texas at Mississippi State. Texas is a 7.5-point road favorite. I just feel like this is one where Mississippi State's been knocking on the door. Blake Shapen's played well, Fluff Bothwell in the run game, Brennan Thompson receiving game. I feel like at home with the cowbells clanging, that Mississippi State's defense or offense is going to score some points. And keep in mind, Texas loses their stud safety Michael Taff to having surgery. Going to miss a couple of weeks. He's a big piece of their secondary and what they do. I feel like this is prime time for Mississippi State to get their first SEC win under Jeff Lebby and Steve Sarkisian. Playoff life's on life support. At 5-2, if they take a loss here, it's over. But just get the vibe. This is trending towards a disaster for Texas. That those cowbells are going to be going, and first-time Arch Manning's going to experience something like this. Look, if he was playing well, I would say, okay, I'll give Arch the benefit of the doubt. He's not playing well. That offensive line is not doing a great job of protecting him. He took a handful of sacks last week. We're going to go with the upset special here. We're going to take Mississippi State over Texas. Next up, how about the night game? It is LSU versus Texas A&M. LSU catching 2.5 here. A&M is the 2.5-point road favorite. But keep in mind, history means a little something here. Texas A&M has not beaten LSU in Death Valley since they joined the conference. And I think that can continue here. I think that that LSU can find a way. Their backs are against the wall. Playoff lives on the line with Brian Kelly. And look, they probably won't win out, but still, this is their chance to, like, they have to win this one just to keep that alive. If they lose this one, they drop to 5-3. I mean, you're going to be talking to a lot of folks behind the scenes at Baton Rouge saying Brian Kelly ain't it. And, I don't think they're going to buy him out, but you're going to have more of those discussions going. This season is an absolute bust. For A&M, you're undefeated. You're 7-0, number 3 in the country. But what do we see every year from A&M? Is that collapse around this time of year? It happened last year with A&M. That they started off 6-1 and then lost 4 of their last 5. The jokes are always Texas 8-4. They have to find a way. If they can dig deep and find a way, I don't care how close it is. The way Marcel Reed is playing, 1,700 passing yards, 15 touchdowns, 4 picks. Ruben Owens leading that rushing game, and then Mario Craver and KC Concepcion, really good receivers. This would be a big one if A&M could pull it off. But I'm going to take LSU straight up, plus the 2.5, and straight up. I think they pull off the upset. If they prove me wrong, I'm not picking. Don't even listen to my LSU picks the rest of the year. I'm picking against LSU the rest of the year if they lose this one. And then lastly, it's Tennessee at Kentucky. Talked to some folks in Lexington last week. They think that Tennessee is just going to come to town with their orange, fill up that stadium, and they are going to run roughshod all over Kentucky. It was a nice, inspired effort with the defense and how they stymied Arch. And Cutter Boley played pretty well. I think he's, the redshirt freshman quarterback is showing some promise for the future. Tennessee's defense has been susceptible to give up some plays. So maybe Kentucky could score some points, but I don't think they can keep up with Tennessee. I think this is a get-right game for Joey Aguilar after the loss at Bama last week. And that run game for Tennessee gets back to doing what they're doing. Of course, they ranked 29th in rushing the football, 6th best passing offense, and 5th in total offense, 4th in scoring offense at 44 points per game. So I think Tennessee's going to score in the 30s. I don't think Kentucky maybe they can get to 20, something like that. So I think we're going to take Tennessee minus 8.5. I think they cover there. So those are our picks previewing SEC Week 9. Coming up next, our celebrity guest picker segment. You don't want to miss that. That's coming your way in just a sec. This episode brought to you by Mazda's Moving the Game Forward. For those who believe it is not just about playing the game, it's about redefining it. There are moments that do more than put points on the board. They move crowds, move culture, and keep moving the game forward. And this week's moment that moved the game forward, how about Diego Pavia and his performance in the win over LSU last week? 160 yards passing and a touchdown pass. 86 yards rushing, 2 rushing touchdowns. Could have had a third in the final minute of the game, but chose to slide and run the clock out. And look, when you follow what moves you, the unexpected is only the beginning. And just like there's more to every highlight, there's more to a Mazda vehicle. Just like Diego Pavia delivers for his team every week, Mazda, they are delivering for you. It is Mazda, move and be moved. Mazda. Run along here, Locked On SEC, and it is time for our favorite weekly segment. Every Friday, head into the weekend, it is our celebrity guest picker segment. And this week's guest picker, it is convenient we have him this week, the week that Alabama travels to Columbia to play at South Carolina, because just 15 years ago this month, this guy pulled off the giant upset of Nick Saban in Alabama at Williams-Brice Stadium. He was throwing bombs that day to Alshon Jeffrey, handed the ball off to Marcus Lattimore. He's the quarterback that was 17 of 20 on that Columbia afternoon, and he is quarterback Stephen Garcia. Stephen, welcome in, man. Happy to have you.
Yeah, absolutely, man. You're making me feel real young. 15 years ago, jeez.
It was wild to me when I saw that it was 15 years ago. I was like, goodness gracious, time flies by.
Oh, it really does. Like I told you, I tried to get on earlier, but I was just training a bunch of kids, and one of the other dads was like, "Hey, how long you been training that kid, man? He's really throwing the ball." I was like, "I don't know, maybe 10 months, maybe it might have been a year." And the other dad was like, "No, man, like we've been coming here for like 2.5 years." I'm like, "Yeah, I don't know what time is anymore."
That's what I was going to ask you. Catch us up on what you've been doing, because you're working with quarterbacks now, right?
Yep. So started doing that when I really got done playing, and never in a million years did I think I'd make a living doing it. But I mean, it's fun as hell. I get a chance to meet with a bunch of cool parents and cool kids that end up doing really good things with their life, on off the field. So it's been really cool.
How many people, I mean, I'm sure everybody that comes to you remembers that game. The kids don't remember it probably, but the parents do, right?
Some of the kids weren't even alive that long ago. But yeah, the parents definitely do. And, there's a bunch of Gator fans here, so they like to bust my chops about that every now and then. But I was like, hey, last time I played them, we beat their ass. So it was, it's always fun. It's always fun to kind of talk trash with these guys.
And your son is a recruit now too, right?
Yep. So he turned 18 yesterday, actually.
Wow.
And so he's a senior at my alma mater at Jefferson High School, and we're flying up to Columbia Saturday morning.
That's so cool, and ironically taking on Alabama. So
it's crazy.
Now this one might be a little bit more difficult. We'll get into the game in just a second, but let's jump into it, Stephen. Let's take a look at our standings real quick. Our celebrity guest picker standings. Jake Crane and our guy Hold the Mayo are coming in first right now. They went 6-1. We had Will from Big Brother 27 last week. He went 5-2. He's tied with Ben Troop and Stingray. And then American Idol winner Taylor Hicks. He's down there at the bottom with our guy Cam Vaughn from LSU. So that's kind of where the leaderboard is. So 6-1 gets you up top, Stephen. So this should be very simple.
It's not that simple. I have not historically been very good gambling in college football this year.
Well, the interesting part here is it's just straight up. We're just picking straight up winners, no spread involved. Okay. So all you got to do is pick a winner. So let's dive into it. We will start with our first game. It is the Saturday night game, 6:30 Central on ABC. It'll be number 3 Texas A&M at number 20 LSU. LSU coming off the loss to Vanderbilt. Texas A&M is undefeated still. Who do you like in this one?
I like A&M, and I hate to say that. Playing at LSU is always very difficult. I think the wind is out of LSU's sails, and I love Garrett Nussmeier. It's kind of unfortunate to see, but I'm rolling with A&M.
Yeah, Marcel Reed has been so good, and obviously they got the win at Notre Dame earlier this year. So
yeah,
I'm sticking with LSU in this one just simply because they have won every time in Death Valley since A&M joined the SEC. So. Streaks are made to be broken, but
no doubt.
It's pretty wild. How about number 8 Ole Miss at number 13 Oklahoma? Oklahoma beat up on South Carolina last week. Ole Miss coming off the loss at Georgia.
Some damn good games, man. I haven't even looked at my wagers so far, but man, that's a tough one. I'm gonna go Ole Miss.
Okay,
I'm gonna go Ole Miss. I don't think Oklahoma's as good as people think. I know they just beat our ass, but I like Ole Miss. I like Lane Kiffin. I like their offense. They're a fun group to watch. They had every chance to beat Georgia in Athens. So I'm gonna go Ole Miss.
I was impressed. Yeah, their offense. They moved it up and down the field on Georgia. That was a little surprising. We'll see. Oklahoma's defense is one of the best in the country, so we'll see what they can do. It is almost the weekend. Time to look back at Crown this week's MVP on Who Delivered, powered by DoorDash. And just like you can win every Saturday with DoorDash Streaks, saving more every time you order. These players deliver when it matters most. Let's jump into it. For Alabama, quarterback Ty Simpson delivered in a big way. Threw for 253 yards, 2 touchdown passes in the rivalry win over Tennessee. When the pressure was on, Ty Simpson came through. No hesitation, no delay. And if you've been watching week after week, his performance, not a fluke. Ty Simpson is on a streak. And just like Ty Simpson delivers for Alabama, DoorDash delivers your Saturdays with DoorDash streaks. You save every Saturday you order, stack it up all season, and you can save up to $250, including $100 in DoorDash credits. Order this Saturday. Keep the streak alive. Fuel your game day only with DoorDash. Terms apply. Promo period through 11/18. This episode also brought to you by our friends over at FanDuel. And look, we've been telling you about FanDuel all season long. Still got that great offer going on right now, an offer you don't want to miss. Right now, new customers can bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. That's right. You pick a bet, you put down $5. If it hits, you'll unlock $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. And you're going to love all the great ways FanDuel has offers for you, from college to the pros. They got it all there for you. And FanDuel gives you so many different ways to play, from building parlays, player props, even following the live line during games. It makes watching football even more exciting when you got a little something riding on the action. Whether you're a casual fan or you love diving into the stats, FanDuel makes the game day experience so much better. So what are you waiting for? Visit FanDuel.com to get signed up today. Download the FanDuel app and get in on the action. That is only at FanDuel.com. How about 11:45 a.m. Central on the SEC Network? It is Auburn at Arkansas. 3-4 Auburn, 2-5 Arkansas. And Arkansas is the slight Vegas favorite in this one because the Hugh Freeze offense has been not great.
Man, that's another hard one. I mean, Arkansas played pretty tough for a while against A&M. In Arkansas, I mean, it's an early game. I'm a take Auburn despite how much I don't care. But I'll take Auburn in that one.
What was your record? Did you play Bobby Petrino in Arkansas?
We did. I think we beat them once or twice.
Okay.
I mean, that's when they had Ryan Mallett. They had my redshirt year. They had Darren McFadden and Felix Jones and Peyton Hillis, and I think they combined for like 750 yards rushing in one game against us. The score, it was like a 63-53 game. It was pretty wild.
Yeah, they did that to a lot of people though, so no harm, no foul there.
Yeah, shit. I didn't play. I wasn't playing defense either. So
right. Well, it's just crazy to have Petrino back at Arkansas. We'll see if he can maybe finally get a win there. 2:30. Well, we'll save that one. How about 2:30 Central on ESPN? College game days heading to Nashville. Is this number 15 Mizzou at number 10 Vanderbilt? Diego Pavia, the star of the season so far.
Yep, I'm gonna ride with him, man. I like how he plays. I like how their offense is playing. I'm going Vandy at home. I know that doesn't mean much, but yeah, I'm taking Vanderbilt. I think they got their right stuff going on.
If they win this one, Stephen, they win what, 3 of their last 4 after that they'll be a playoff team. I mean, that's crazy.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, what their lone loss is Alabama.
Yeah, and even that one was close. So it's wild. I'm with you. I'm riding on the Vandy train. I love the story so far. How about 3:15 Central on SEC Network? It's number 22 Texas at Mississippi State. Arch could use some Stephen Garcia points right about now.
Yeah. I mean, the way they handled Oklahoma. I mean, obviously, I know it's a big time rivalry game. I to be honest, I haven't seen much of Mississippi State. I'm completely blind on that. I don't know who's favorite in that. I'm assuming Texas, right?
Texas is the favorite, but yeah, Mississippi State at home with the Cowbells. Blake Shapen is their quarterback. He's been very good so far. They beat Arizona State, earlier in the season.
Yep, I saw that. Hell, why not? I'll take Mississippi State.
I was in Lexington last week, Stephen. Arch just looked putrid. I mean, I don't know what the deal is. It's like he cannot throw the ball.
It is very perplexing. And I was actually talking with AJ McCarron about this. We had him on the podcast, and he knows him and the Manning family, very well personally. And he's just like, man, they just put so much pressure on this kid right off the bat. He's a Heisman favorite, and he's never started a game or played very limitedly, last year. So it's just a lot of pressure, a lot of hype to be a Manning. It is what it is. I'm sure all the money he's making probably eases up.
Right.
Or kind of, I think he'll be all right.
Yeah, but that's the funny thing. Yeah, if his name was Arch Garcia, nobody would be. We'd be like, he's just average quarterback, whatever.
Right, 100%. 100%.
How about nightcap 6:45 p.m. Central on the SEC Network? It is number 17 Tennessee at 2-4 Kentucky. Now Kentucky just gave Texas all they could handle, but I don't know. The Tennessee offense seems like they may bounce back this week.
Yeah, I like Tennessee. I mean, Kentucky looked as bad as I've ever seen them look when they played at South Carolina. I almost felt bad for their quarterback. It was tough. It was tough to watch being a former quarterback, but yeah, I'm gonna take Tennessee to get it done over there.
Yeah, Joey Aguilar been one of the big surprises of the SEC so far, coming over from App State. All right, last one. It is 2:30 Central on ABC, Williams-Brice Stadium. It is number 4 Alabama at 3-4 South Carolina. As much as I want to feel like South Carolina's got a chance, man, it hadn't been great the last couple of weeks.
No, it's been the opposite of great. I'm gonna have a sip of beer before I say this. Yeah, it's tough, man. And they're doing a reunion for us, the 2010 team, and we're flying up there early Saturday morning. My son's got his game Friday night. There's going to be a lot of hoopla going around, and I'm hoping that we can have some sort of magic. It's just Alabama is absolutely rolling right now, and we are trending the opposite way. I do not like our odds at all. But we got the players to do it. We have the home field advantage. I can't bet against Alabama right now. It sucks to say that, but I can't do it.
Hey, look, you're trying to win here, right? This is trying to pick the correct winner. You can root for them all you want Saturday night or Saturday afternoon. I wish it was a night game. If it was a night game and Williams-Brice is electric and the music's pumping, maybe that could have given them a little bit more of an edge. But I think I'm with you. Alabama's too impressive.
Yeah, Alabama's a buzzsaw right now. I don't think any team wants to play them right now. I know Florida State would. They got their shot in early. If Florida State would have played them now, it'd be a whole different story. But again, I'm going up there. I'm going to be rooting like hell for South Carolina, and hoping that something changes with the offense and they can play well. The defense is playing well. Maybe they can kind of create some turnovers and give the offense at Lenore some short field. We just got to do something when we have the ball, and it's kind of been frustrating to watch. I'm not the only South Carolina alum to say that, but yeah, we're gonna need a 2010 type operation to pull off a win.
It's not crazy to think. Okay, nobody gave you guys a chance that day, so it could happen. Crazier things have happened.
That's why they play the game.
He is Stephen Garcia again. Look at the leaderboard. I like your pick. 7-0, Stephen. 7-0. You'll be sitting atop that leaderboard. So we'll see what happens.
Love it. That'd be nice.
Before we let you go, let everybody know about the podcast, because I know you've been pumping that for a little bit.
Yeah. So me and my old teammate and roommate Pat DeMarco, played fullback 10 years in the NFL. He hit me up last camp or fall season and was like, "Hey man, I want to do a podcast, South Carolina based, and I can't think of anybody else I'd rather do it with than you, because you're the chaos of the two of us." And I was like, dude, I'm 100% down. So we created it. It's Tailgate Talks, and we just have a ball, man. We got a bunch of different guys, a bunch of former teammates of ours, a bunch of current guys. He's finally listening to me and kind of branching out. We had, like I said, AJ McCarron on. We've had a couple other former guys that played on other teams on, and yeah, it's been really cool, man. It's a lot more work than I anticipated. I'm sure you can understand that. But yeah, I mean, it's a blast, and yeah, it's like I said, it's a lot of work, but it's still a lot of fun.
Well, a pleasure to have you on, man. One of the legends of the SEC. Appreciate you taking some time, and we'll see how you do with those picks. All right.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I appreciate you.
All right, there you go. That is Stephen Garcia. Appreciate him for joining us. Thank you guys for making Locked On SEC your first listen every day. Remember to like and subscribe. And hey, a reminder, you can check us out on the Gulf Coast Sports and Entertainment Network as well. Weekdays, 11:30 a.m. Central. Of course, home of the New Orleans Pelicans. You can catch us on the Gulf Coast Sports and Entertainment Network across Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama. I'm Chris Gordy. This has been Locked On SEC. We'll talk to you guys on Monday. Have a great weekend, everybody.